of Ozzie and Harriet, starring the entire Nelson family. Here's Ozzie. Here's Harriet. Here's David. And here's Ricky. Here they are, America's favorite family, the Nelsons.
Dear Mother.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Oh, hi, dear.
Who'd write it to?
I was trying to get a note off to Grandma Hilliard.
Oh, say hello to her for me.
All right. Rick says hello. He just came home for dinner.
Oh, by the way, I won't be eating dinner at home tonight. I'm going bowling with Terry Dickinson.
Oh, all right, dear. Well, I guess he's not going to be home for dinner after all. He's going bowling with a girl named Terry.
Oh, Mom?
Mister?
I'm sorry, I hate to keep interrupting you. Have you seen my old bowling shoes? I promised Terry I'd lend them to him. He doesn't have any.
Oh. Well, I think they're upstairs in your closet on the top shelf.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I'll get it.
I take that back,
Hello?
Mother. It turns out that Terry isn't a girl.
Well, okay. Goodbye.
He's a boy.
Oh, that was Terry. He can't make it after all. I guess I'll eat dinner over at the fraternity, then go to the movies.
Okay, dear. Dear Mother.
I'm home.
I'm home.
Now, what are you doing?
Crumpling up paper. I was trying to get a letter off to my mother, but I'm not getting very far.
Oh, what's the matter? Can't you think of any news?
Well, actually, there isn't much. You and I haven't done anything unusual. Rick certainly isn't any help.
Well, why don't you write something about Dave and June? Your mother always likes to hear about them.
Well, that's right, but what can I tell her?
Well, let's see. They got a new lamp and a new sofa.
Oh, that was over a month ago. I've already written her about that.
Well, gee, I don't know. You're the one who talks to them all the time.
Say, wait a second. Didn't you play golf with Dave last weekend?
No, that was about 3 weeks ago. Besides, I'd rather you'd save the golfing news till I manage to beat him again.
See.
Well, why don't you tell her about the man who starved to death? See, there was this poor husband, and he came home expecting dinner, and his wife was so busy writing a letter to her mother.
Well, he didn't starve to death. She hit him over the head with something. See what's handy.
Oh, boy, something sure smells good.
Thank you, dear. It's a roast.
Where's the paper?
It's in the living room by the fireplace.
Oh.
You know, I've been thinking we haven't heard from Dave and June in over a week.
That's quite a while.
They've probably been busy. June usually calls me every couple of days. Or if she doesn't, Dave does. I wonder why they haven't called.
Who, the Randolphs?
No, Dave and June.
Oh. What'd they have to say?
Well, that's just it. I say we haven't heard from them in over a week. In fact, it's been almost 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sure it hasn't been that long.
Well, it's been at least 10 days.
Well, after all, they have their own lives to lead. They've probably been doing things.
Well, I realize that, but I don't see any reason why they can't call up and say hello.
Well, I told you they've been busy.
I still say it's strange that they haven't called.
Well, who's this?
Oh, Dave and June, they haven't called us in almost 2 weeks.
That does seem kind of funny.
Why do you think that is?
Gee, I don't know. Well, why don't you call them and find out? Well, good night, Mom.
Good night, dear.
Good night, Pop.
Good night, Rick.
What do you think? You think we ought to call?
Well, I don't care. You want to call them? Go ahead.
Well, don't you think we should?
Well, personally, I think you're making a big thing out of nothing.
Well, maybe you're right. I probably am.
As I say, if you want to call them, though, you go ahead.
You know, that's all right. We'll hear from them soon enough.
Whatever you say. I'll get cleaned up for dinner.
Hello? Hello?
June?
Ozzie?
Harriet, what are you doing on the phone?
Same thing you are.
Oh. I guess they're not home.
I guess not.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you and I meet someplace and have dinner?
All right. How about here in the dining room?
That'll be fine. In fact, that's exactly what I had in mind. Any luck?
Still no answer.
Well, they probably went out to dinner and then to a show. Maybe they're having dinner at somebody's house. At any rate, it's pretty obvious they're not home.
I hope they're all right.
Well, of course they're all right, or they would have called us long ago.
Suppose they couldn't call.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, suppose they were bound and gagged.
No more television for you for the rest of this week.
Well, anyway, I hope they're all right. I wish we'd hear from them.
Well, come on down to the malt shop and I'll buy you a big, thick malted milk with extra ice cream.
Oh, I don't know.
Why, are you kidding? You haven't gained a pound in 25 years.
Not me, I'm thinking about.
Oh. Well, I always thought you liked fat, jolly men.
Here you are, folks. 2 strawberry malts.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Strawberry kind of runs in the Nelson family, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, Dave always orders strawberry.
Oh, has Dave been in?
Not in a couple days, but he phoned last night.
He phoned here?
Yeah, he ordered 2 quarts of strawberry and a quart of vanilla.
How about that?
He could have called us. We always have plenty of ice cream.
Oh, come on, fatten up.
Oh, hi, Mr. Nelson. Hi, Mrs. Nelson.
Oh, hello, Wally.
Hi, Wally and Ginger.
Say, just keep that up, Mr. Nelson. That's the secret of my success.
He's been fighting that battle for years.
And losing.
Won't you join us?
Oh, no, thank you. We were just on our way out.
Wally told me about Dave. You must be very proud of him.
What's this?
Well, in court the other day, he won that big insurance case.
He did?
Well, yeah, I was talking to Mr. Kelly, and he said Dave did a terrific job.
He's getting to be quite a lawyer, isn't he?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess he is.
Have you seen Dave? Recently, that is?
Yeah, we had lunch with him the other day.
Oh, it was nice.
I love that new coat of June's, don't you?
Well, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Oh, it's beautiful. I ran into her down at the Emporium yesterday.
Oh, that was nice.
Well, we better be going. Sure was nice to see you folks.
Oh, thank you,
Well,
Wally.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ginger.
Bye.
Well,
Well, what?
we seem to be a little behind times as far as Dave and June are concerned.
Oh, yeah. I guess Dave's doing pretty well.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Of course, he spends a lot of time in court these days. I guess it wasn't that big a deal. See, there was probably no reason for him to mention it to us.
Well, he mentioned it to Wally. It certainly sounded important.
Here's your check, folks. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Oh, before I forget it, take a look at these.
Oh, hey, they're beauties. Trout, aren't they?
Yeah,
Where'd you catch these?
up at the lake last weekend. I really got lucky. How did Dave make out?
Dave?
Yeah, I saw Dave and June up there. I just got a chance to wave to them. Did they catch any fish?
Well, I really don't know.
I imagine they did.
They were up at the lake.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny they didn't stop by the house with some fish.
Well, he could have been mistaken, you know. Maybe it was somebody else that just looked like Dave and June. You all finished?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mom. Pop.
Well, hi, Rick.
Hey, have you heard the news? Dave had a baby boy.
Dave?
Yeah, you know Dave Parker.
Oh! Hi,
Congratulations, Dave.
Here, have a cigar.
Oh, thanks.
It just seems funny that they'd go all the way up to the lake without even mentioning it to us.
Well, not necessarily. They don't have to tell us every place they go.
Well, they usually do. They know we're interested.
You don't seem to realize David's married now. He has his own life to lead. Doesn't have to report to us every time they go someplace.
Well, I know that. It's not a matter of reporting. It's just that I like to hear from them once in a while.
Well, why don't you give him a ring?
Why don't you?
Well, why me?
Well, I don't want it to seem like I'm prying.
Oh, okay, I'll take the blame. I'll be the first prying father-in-law.
Hello?
Oh, gee, I'm sorry. Did I wake you up?
Oh, that's okay. Who's this, Pop?
Yeah. Gee, I woke him up. Gee, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you went to bed so early.
Oh, I have to be in court the first thing in the morning.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry. Well, go back to sleep. Yeah, go back to sleep, Dave.
What's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing at all. Everything's fine. Just go back to sleep, son. Good night, Dave.
Huh?
Who's that?
It's Pop.
What do you want?
Oh, nothing. He just said to go back to sleep.
Anything wrong?
No, nothing. Just said to go back to sleep.
I wonder how come they were asleep. It wasn't very late.
Well, he has to get up early in the morning.
Hope he isn't sick. How'd you sound?
They sounded sleepy.
You mean annoyed?
Well, it was kind of hard to tell. He was half asleep.
You don't think they're avoiding us, do you?
Why, what do you mean by that?
Well, maybe we've done something to hurt their feelings.
Well, what could we have done?
Well, I don't know, unless you did something you didn't tell me about.
Well, no, of course not.
Maybe it was the last time we went out to dinner. Remember, you insisted on paying the check?
Well, are you kidding? Why should that make him mad if I pay the check?
Well, maybe he'd rather pay his own way.
Oh, no, I don't think that's it.
Well, it must be something.
Well, look, if it'll make you feel any better, we'll stop over there tomorrow night.
Hey, yeah, that's an idea. Let's not say anything about it, though. We'll just drop by casually and see what's going on.
Oh, hi. You guys still awake?
Yeah, all right, come on
hi,
in, Rick.
I just thought I'd say goodnight.
Oh, good night, dear.
Rick, tell me something. If we all went out to dinner together and I picked up the check, would you feel offended?
What's this?
Oh, well, never mind.
You sure you just had a malted milk to drink tonight?
It was kind of a silly question, I guess. Good night, son.
Well, good night, Pop. Good night, Mom.
Good night, dear.
That probably wasn't a fair test.